in these
Catch
laps.
these hands, son.
And we are now live. Welcome everyone to the OGAL number 29. And today's episode is going to be particularly short. It won't be too long. We're not going to hold anybody up that long. However, I just want to discuss primarily one topic, and we may decide to take a shiznit on another topic later on. That's if we have time. But today's topic is primarily the upcoming Game Awards, the nominees, the categories, and just any other dumbassery that we come across.
Yays.
The dumb assery. Can we
So
just get one thing out of the way before we do anything and
go
just
ahead.
keep it real? If Mario Odyssey or Breath of the Wild don't win Game of the Year, there's gonna be a riot.
A revolution.
Jeff Keighley is going to be hoisted on his own petard and crucified with a albatross tied around his neck.
Fox, that is a perfect segue because the first category is Game of the Year, of course. Now we know that Mario Odyssey belongs there, of course. Just given the scores alone, it belongs there. Same thing for Breath of the Wild. To me, the one game that doesn't truly belong there
It's pubs.
is Player Unknown Battlegrounds because it's a beta.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It should have been near Automata.
Did that come out this year?
I think that came out last year, didn't it? Or maybe this. I don't know.
Near
If
Automata.
if it came out December last year, it would count for this year. But I don't think it came out this year.
I think it came out last year.
Let me look it up real quick. I'll look it up. Give me a moment here.
Man, I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't care about PUBG being nominated. Here's what I'm saying. If neither Mario Odyssey nor Breath of the Wild get Game of the Year, I'm going to tell you right now, okay? They're going to look. Reggie is going to stand up and beat Jeff Keighley into a pulp.
Ultra combo.
Yeah, he's gonna beat him.
Actually, he was right. Near Automata actually released this year in North America on March 7th.
Well, that's cool. Look. I'm not saying that Nier Automata is a bad game. It's a good game. Is it better than Mario Odyssey or Breath of the Wild? Hell no. Not even close.
Well, right now we're discussing the ones for Game of the Year, and looking here, like I say, nothing. I haven't played PUBG. I've seen the game. I've seen a few videos. I don't care for massive online shooters. I really don't. Not to that, not to that scale. But I will say this: it's a damn beta. It does not belong in this category
Well,
because essentially, it is an unfinished game.
I have one way to disqualify this game right now. Felix Kjellberg was playing PUBG when he used the N-word. So we can say that as a candidate,
Oh
PUBG
my
supports
gosh.
the usage of the N-word, and for that, it's disqualified.
Red Fox, come on, man.
It's out. It's out. It's disqualified. It can't be in it. Can't.
Come on, man.
It can't be. It can't be Game of the Year, son.
I'm gonna also open up our chat to see what's going on in case someone's coming. But Red Fox, you need to put a sock in it, dude. Come on.
Hey, there's some things that could be worse than just having somebody support with some bad language.
I didn't use the N-word. I would never use the N-word while playing a video game. Now I've used cuss words. I've never used the N-word while playing a video game. Never, not once.
Yeah, Jack Gates, he confirmed it came out in March, but Jack Gates said that it's just the recognition that matters for these awards, right? I would have to agree. Um, get games that don't even deserve to be in the running, but since they're widely recognized and played, they end up being in the running for it. Unfortunately, that sucks.
Yeah,
It
didn't
really
they
does
put
suck.
Fallout 4?
Well,
last
if
year?
Witcher 3, if Game of the Year last year was Witcher 3 DLC, then I wouldn't put it past them. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, so
Uh,
I'm just
Um,
saying.
But the
If,
games they have here outside of Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild and PUBG are Persona 5 and Horizon Zero Dawn. Now,
okay,
I'm not
Persona
taking away
5.
anything from those guys, but
Pers-
I heard Persona 5 was great.
Persona 5 is good. Is a very good game. Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay, if Breath of the Wild didn't come out this year, I would say Horizon Zero Dawn is a solid game. But I'm sorry, Breath of the Wild shits all over Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm
It
sorry.
does. It really
So
does.
I mean, it shouldn't even like okay. If Breath of the Wild hadn't come out this year, if they had pushed it back to next year, I would say okay, Horizon Zero Dawn deserves to be nominated for Game of the Year. But Breath of the Wild, just if you were an open world game and you can't climb any mountain, climb any tree. I would say dive as deep as you want to, but you can't really dive in Breath of the Wild. But aside from that, glide almost anywhere. I'm sorry. No. You show me a mountain, but I can't climb it. I hit an invisible wall and slide down. I've seen people play the game. I don't own it myself because Nintendo got all my game money this year.
Well,
Those
okay,
bastards.
let me ask this question. I won't ask this for every category, but let me ask you guys this question. Who do you think should win Game of the Year? What game?
I voted for Super Mario Odyssey.
All right.
Your
Jewel?
coin flipping me here. Say Odyssey.
I say Breath of the Wild.
Um, I know this is gonna make me sound bad, but I'm gonna have to go with Odyssey as well.
Okay, okay.
I'm
Yeah.
coin flipping because both of them are pretty good. Breath of the Wild
Yeah.
and Odyssey.
The only reason I'm giving Odyssey the edge is because Odyssey is more cumulative. Like you can see that Odyssey is the sum total of all of what they've learned from all of their Mario games, and it has qualities from all of the really good, all other 5 3D Mario games.
Oh,
Um,
and you mentioned this, I think, before Red Fox, and I seen the article, but Weister20 in the chat said the creator of PUBG also agrees that the game shouldn't be there, and I agree. I thought that was very humbling to him. I really did.
yeah,
It's
I
like
mean
we don't
Yeah.
want to win
Actually,
because
it's
surprised
not
to
a
me.
bad game. It's just, I mean,
it's not complete.
Yeah,
yeah, it's a glorified beta. But that's neither here nor there. No,
Well, hey,
just
well, you know what? Let's give the game more
and
credit.
if,
At least the game is more functioning than PlayStation Home.
here's the
oh,
thing: if if they're going to put Pugs on the list, then they should have put Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on the list nominated for any of the
No,
categories as well.
but you know what other game should actually be on here? That's well, maybe not for Game of the Year, but we'll get to it later on. I'm going to mention it, but going by how I would just say this: going by how they cut off the release date of games for the awards. There's one
Hmm.
game that should be somewhere on this list that's not listed. Not this category, but like I said, I'll get to it later on. Next category I see is Best Game Direction, and it says awarded to a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design.
now
The
Breath of the
first one
Wild should
listed
be in
here,
there.
well, Breath of the Wild is one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wolfenstein 2, which I can kind of see because I heard it's basically a single player, first person shooter, no multiplayer aspect, and I can give them credit for that.
Yeah, but there's something wrong with that. Every fucking Wolfenstein game has been a single player shooter with no
True,
multiplayer. That's
true.
nothing new.
And then guess what the other game is? Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
Oh,
Uh,
Super Mario Odyssey, of course. Now, the one that I don't really understand is here is again Horizon Zero Dawn. What
yeah,
did you do that was so different?
why do they keep
You,
on blowing that game?
no, but I don't deny the game is a good game. But my thing is, what did Horizon push that no one else did?
really?
What did they push no one
Um,
else did?
like I said, if Horizon Zero Dawn wasn't, if Breath of the Wild hadn't come out, I would say, okay, Horizon Zero Dawn is very innovative. But the problem is that the problem is that, and I mean, Breath of the Wild has really changed up the game of open world games. Like what used to be acceptable in open world games isn't acceptable anymore because Breath of the Wild changed it up.
Yeah, it did. I would have to agree.
Let's see. I
Playing an
think
open
the
world
reason
game
why,
now,
I think the
if you
reason,
see a bit you can't go in, it's like I can't even climb this. This sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I mean, I can't climb this. I can't go here. I mean, now, Breath of the Wild is not perfect. It is not perfect, but there's a lot of good in Breath of the Wild. Um, and I would have to say that while it's not my favorite Zelda game ever, I mean, it certainly is the most ambitious Zelda game I've ever played.
But you know what's so funny when you say that? I think about Breath of the Wild, and another game gave me this feeling. This may sound very sedity of me, and I will admit that. But even now, when I see loading screens in games, I'm like, really? I have to, when I go here, there's a loading screen. I didn't get this in Xenoblade Chronicles X or Breath of the Wild. What the hell you mean loading screen? Like,
Yeah,
you didn't load the whole world at once? What
that's so
kind how
last
backwards are
gen.
you?
Yeah, that's so last
I
gen.
mean, this 2017, you got loading screens? Like, come
Yeah,
on.
I mean, get with the times.
Huh.
I think the reason why
Xenoblade did this in
I'm.
2015.
Am I the only one patient enough to actually stand loading screens?
I'm just
Well, I mean, it depends on how you use it. Like Mass Effect, the original Mass Effect had loading screens, but like especially when you were in the Citadel, but they got around it by basically having the elevator with the elevator chat and stuff like that. So it was like you're getting little bits of the story while you're waiting for something to happen. So they kind of worked it in. It's not that I have anything against loading screens. It's just when it's egregious, like Lego City Undercover
Yeah.
where the loading screen is like, well, hell, went to the bathroom, got a cup of coffee, came back, and it just finished loading. And as I sat down, now that's egregious. That's too much loading. But
Yeah, and I've heard games like Just Cause 3 had like a 15, like a 10, 15-minute load screen. It
I don't know
was,
about that. I don't have that game. I haven't played it.
yeah, I think the reason why Horizon Zero Dawn is being placed on best game direction has something to do with its story, which I'm gonna post one of
well,
our
I
one
mean
of
the
our
story may be good, but I tell you like this, the facial animations and
yeah,
expressions,
yeah, it's really bad.
Christ almighty.
I don't know what's so good having Lance Reddick be the main bad guy in an apocalypse of robots. I mean, I don't like how.
Because apparently it involves a group of culturally diverse female scientists creating an ally that can rebuild Earth once humanity dies out. But then a group of evil white men creates an AI that will liquefy humans to use as a biofuel to create more robots, effectively ending humanity. And it's
So
never
basically, they stole the plot from Mass Effect, except instead of the galaxy, it's planet Earth.
And we're gonna move on. Um, you're wrong for saying that. What game do you guys think
What's the
will win this
next?
category?
That was
What?
excellent. Wasn't that?
What
see
was?
for
What was
that
it?
which game was
Uh,
it?
Best game direction.
I voted for Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, because Breath of the Wild is the most, and like in terms of, like I said, I don't think it's game of the year, but in terms of ambition and changing the formula, it definitely is the biggest when it comes to that.
I agree with those two.
Okay. Same here. I'm thinking Breath of the Wild. Well, the next category, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, here we go.
Best
Please
narrative.
tell me it's not something terrible.
Best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a
No.
game. The first choice is What Remains of Edith Finch.
I've never even heard
Near,
of that game.
Neither did
me
I.
neither. Near Automata, Hellblade, Sinuous Sacrifice, Wolfenstein 2, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
I'll go with Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein. I voted for Wolfenstein.
Yeah, I'll go with Wolfenstein because Wolfenstein has a really interesting twist halfway through the game that changes up a lot of stuff, and I thought that was a really interesting that they had that twist because I mean that's kind of like oh that's different. I haven't seen that
Well,
before.
well, Jack Gates in the chat, he said Hellblade. I've heard a few things about it, but
Yeah,
not much.
Hellblade's not bad. It's just to me I felt that the narrative was a little too trite and pat for me.
It says here
But
it's made by the same studio who created that Devil May Cry reboot.
man, that wasn't that bad of a game in my opinion.
Well,
Um,
I won't let us get drawn into that little discussion.
I said in my opinion. I know
I
a
know,
lot
I
of
know, I
people
know.
hate that game, but that game had some redeeming features. For example, it had one of the best hero villain boss dialogue I have ever from the Slurm Queen. I know that's not her name, but I'm calling her the Slurm Queen.
Okay. Well, the next one is Best Art Direction. for outstanding creative and/or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Now, to
Cuphead.
me personally, only about 3 games belong on here, but the first one is Destiny 2. What? Exclusive?
Huh?
I thought you were to say what the fuck. No, no.
I'm trying to watch my language, but you see, it's almost not working. But
Yeah,
What the
yeah.
Destiny
fuck?
2,
Cuphead. Yeah, not Destiny
that-
2. No, Cuphead.
to me, it's either Cuphead or Zelda. I'd even say Persona 5.
Uh, well, Persona 5's art direction is it hasn't really changed. It's been the same art direction for years since Persona
Yeah, but
3.
you know that there are people who are biased towards cartoons art style over anime art style, so they'll vote for Cuphead.
No, it's not that. It's just it's the same art style. It's not really different. It hasn't really done anything that's really like, oh my god, we haven't seen this before. Yeah, at Persona 4, Persona 3, same art style. It hasn't really changed. Matter of fact, Atlas has been using that same art style in more than Persona games for years. So, I mean, like that's not really oh my god, groundbreaking. Cuphead is literally you're playing a cartoon. A hard as balls cartoon, but a cartoon nonetheless.
Okay.
And that's why I
So
voted. And that's why I voted for Cuphead for
yeah, I
best
definitely.
art
And, I
direction.
love Breath of the Wild's art style, but I did vote for Cuphead because Cuphead is I don't think I've ever even seen that type of style in the game before. If it has been, it's been a very long time.
Like I said, man, you're playing a cartoon. Like if they made Popeye the Sailor Man a video game, it would look like Cuphead, and I would buy that shit because I'm a huge Popeye the Sailor Man fanboy. Um,
And then of course Horizon Zero Dawn is on there. Why?
why
Because of
do they keep
HDR.
putting?
I mean, why?
Hey, hey, I can tell you why. It's for the
Art,
pro version with HDR. I'm pretty sure.
Jesus Christ! I mean, I have to admit that some of the, I mean, like I said, they have Lance Reddick from The Wire did mocap for this, and they digitized his face, and it looks like Lance Reddick from The Wire. Like I'm waiting him for say, "Damn it, McNulty!" But I mean, damn, just no.
So let me get
Seriously?
this straight. So far, out of the 4 categories, I think so game of the year, Horizon Zero Dawn. Game direction, Horizon Zero Dawn. Best narrative, Horizon Zero Dawn is in it. Art direction, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
it's
seems
been in
like there's
all
a
4 of those categories. That's crazy.
yeah.
a bias towards Sony. I don't know.
And
Well,
that
it's
that
more
Jay
like
says Sony always wins.
I don't think it's so much that. I think that they had to put some type of Sony game on there because here's the thing, everything else is just a bunch of multi-plat. So they had to have something exclusively from Sony there. You know what I mean? They had to have something different. They had to have something exclusively from Sony. Now, I would say they have to have something exclusively from Microsoft, but is there anything exclusive that was really highly regarded that came out from Microsoft this year? No.
I'm highly surprised that Mario Odyssey isn't nominated for best art direction because
Well,
the out of place art styles.
yeah, but I
What are you talking
mean,
about, man? It looks just like 3D World and every other Mario game for the past 30 years.
well, I won't go that far, but I will say the
I'm
art
being
style
facetious.
hasn't really like the art style. Let me put it this way: if you played Mario Galaxy, the art style is pretty much the same except it's in HD. Like the art style isn't like okay. Let me put it this way: if you hadn't played a 3D Mario game since Odyssey, I mean since Galaxy or Sunshine, you can pick this up and you're not gonna feel like wow Mario looks different. You know what I mean? Like Mario's art direction hasn't really changed dramatically since then. Now, I mean, Cuphead, I mean, there aren't a lot of games like Cuphead's art style around. Horizon Zero Dawn, I mean, meh,
Huh?
meh,
Okay.
meh.
Well, the next category is going to be let's see what I got here. Best score slash music.
Wait, why is Destiny 2 on this list?
I don't know. Don't
I
ask
don't
me.
know. I mean, Activision probably gave him a check. I don't know.
You know what? You just
It is active, although Activision isn't dumb enough to pay someone to screw them over, unlike Ubisoft. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I mean, I understand why Odyssey's there, and of
I
course Breath
think
of the
yes.
Wild.
And of course,
Um,
Persona 5 because all that catchy lyrical songs they played during the battle.
Oh, here's another game that's gonna show up on every list. So best auto design. That sounds like score of music, but whatever. I understand it's more of a technical side, maybe. And the first one on the list is Destiny 2.
Jesus Christ.
What
How
was
many spots does
was
Destiny take?
is the auto design?
Best auto design really is Destiny 2, Hellblade, Resident Evil 7, which I can understand that because I heard that game was actually very deep and the sound effects were I heard on Home Theater System were really, really good.
I
And
guess,
then of
man. I
course you
haven't
got
played
Breath of the
it, so.
Wild. I know why Breath of the Wild is there because you can literally hear the wind and the grass changing directions, things like that. You can hear crickets, what direction they're coming from. Yeah, I get those games, but Destiny, come on. I mean, seriously?
Pew pew pew, boom. Come on, man. I'm sorry. No, no. I'm
And
sorry.
then
I'm discounting that game because I haven't played it. I've seen people play it, but I haven't really played it myself. So it could have wonderful audio. It could tell a deep story, but I doubt it. So forgive me if I'm a bit um,
Better.
skeptical about that game deserving its position where it is.
Oh, and Gilligan, just let you know, I'm trying to invite you from within the podcast, but your name is not even showing up. I don't know why, man. I really don't know why. Your name's not even showing up, but I do know I have you you're saved as a friend. I'm following you, but it won't show up in here. Google's being a bitch. I don't know what else to
Yeah,
say.
Google does that sometimes.
So
They
just
did
keep
that to
trying to get
me.
in. I'll keep trying to send a link. You guys try to send it to him as well. But yeah, we'll try to get you in. Seriously. Uh, Moving on to okay. Jack Gay said, "Get the loot, bro. That's Destiny 2." What? Shut up. All right. Let's see. The next category here is best performance awarded to an individual for voice acting, motion, and/or performance capture. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a chick in all the categories. Oh no, it's actually a guy. Wow. There's actually four chicks and a guy. So Melina Jorgens for Hellblade, Laura Bailey for Uncharted, Lost Legacy as Nadine Ross, um, Claudia
Isn't
Black, Uncharted
Uncharted?
Legacy.
I have a question. Isn't Uncharted Lost Legacy an expansion?
Yeah, but it's also a
I
standalone DLC. That's what makes, I guess, give it its
Why
own.
the why the
I know we've been through this,
Apparently
man.
it's
In
its
The
own.
Witcher
That's what I
3.
thought as well until one of my coworkers told me it's actually a standalone copy.
that doesn't matter. There's standalone copies of there's standalone expansions for games. Like Half-Life 2 had standalone expansions for the game. That doesn't mean it was still an expansion. Damn it.
And of course, you got Brian Bloom for Wolfenstein 2 and Ashley Birch as Aloy. um, I don't think really the voice acting of Aloy was great in Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't know about Uncharted, but I can give Uncharted this. Usually they throw a lot of money in Uncharted to get quality work done, so I will give them that.
Yeah.
But
Nolan North is getting his check.
but even still, I think Sony does this shit on purpose to where they make DLC that can function without the game, just so that when they brag about the sales and or awards and stuff like that, it can count as its own separate SKU, even though the DLC is truly nothing without the game. Because the DLC is what, like, I think 5 or 10 hours.
I don't know, man. I don't. Uncharted is one of the most not Uncharted. The Last of Us is one of the most overrated piece of shit games I've ever played. So
Right,
believe
because
me, I'm not
this is
like.
Uncharted. None of this is Last of Us, surprisingly.
Well, Uncharted is one of the most. To me, Uncharted is a very overrated game. Like I'm like it's basically Tomb Raider without Lara Croft and none of the puzzle solving. So I mean, what's the point? To me, that's just my own personal opinion. If I'm playing a game as an archaeologist, there needs to be some puzzle solving because they're channeling Indiana Jones. And yes, Indiana Jones had action sequences, but you also had him being an archaeologist and figuring out stuff. I mean, has everyone forgotten the penitent man, the penitent man, the penitent man kneels before God?
Wow. Now, I'm not gonna go through all these categories because it is too many, but now games for impact, to me, that's highly subjective. I'm not gonna really go through that because I've only really heard of one or two of these games. But best ongoing game, I'll go to that one. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Warframe,
Okay,
Rainbow
that's fair.
Six. Of course, you know Overwatch is gonna be in there.
Yeah, is
But to me,
Splatoon 2?
Overwatch
Nope, it's
shouldn't be
not.
in there, and the reason
Oh well,
why is
fuck.
but to me, Overwatch shouldn't be in there because although it's ongoing content, the game was still technically released last year. So you can't
Yeah,
really say if it was released late last year, then I'll be like, okay, the content's still ongoing. But it was early last year and they won that same award, I think, last year.
yeah, but
Um,
they want to give them a chance to win. They don't want certain companies getting a run on it, so they give other people a chance by kind of like how they did best mobile game, and it was
hold on, hold
like,
on. Now this is gonna piss you all off. This is gonna make you laugh too. The next item in that category is Grand Theft Auto, quote unquote, online.
oh fuck,
Now I
sorry,
didn't know that
no,
was actually separate.
What the peep?
So yeah,
no,
Are you
See
serious?
now,
this
now that
category
makes
is
sense now.
crud because there's no Splatoon 2 nor ARMS for best ongoing game.
no, no, no. I mean,
I'm sorry.
okay, I can reason away how they might say, well, none of the content in Splatoon is really changing the gameplay that much. The Grand Theft Auto Online, I can understand why they think that was part of it because literally when that shit first came out, it was garbage, and over time they added content to it and charged you for it with shark cards, spending real money on fake stuff, in order to um, change how the game works. I can understand that, but
But I mean, come on. And then check this out. Okay, this category is best ongoing game, right? Tell me
Right?
why Destiny 2 was in here. It just came out,
And that's
and
the
Mm,
reason.
I
That's the
don't
reason
see.
why I asked why did they put in Destiny 2 but not ARMS and Splatoon 2?
Yeah, and you know what other game is in here? Player Unknown Battlegrounds,
oh
an
god.
oh,
ongoing beta.
Yeah, see, this is why people say that. Like, here's the thing: people say they want games to be taken seriously. They want games to reach the same respect that movies and books get, and yet they do shit like this where there's clearly an agenda going on
Yeah, to me, I want to say that Destiny. Does Destiny already have a few expansion packs out? I know they probably have already DLC or
I
season
think at this
pass.
point there's two. There's one expansion out, and there's another one supposed to come out
I
with
mean,
about Osiris.
but that's no different than a day one season pass. So this game's been out what a couple of months at best, and you are going to give it the award or potentially give it the award for best ongoing game. If the DLC stops today, is that still best ongoing game? No. But Grand Theft Auto Online is not even a game within itself. It's a mode. But they literally have it listed here as Grand Theft Auto Online because you know Grand Theft Auto 5 had no single player content, none. So they
No,
know they
they
couldn't
just
list it that way.
well, I mean, Rockstar told everybody, and this is why I told people, why are you supporting GTA Online? Because resources that should be going to the single player is being put into the online. No, I don't want to play with my friends, fuckers. Um,
BS.
yeah, well, I mean, at the end of the day, let's keep it real. All this stuff is being made so that the industry can yank its own crank and make themselves feel good about it. There's no real there's the process on how these games are nominated and chosen. There's no transparency. You don't know how they're scored.
Arranged.
So we don't know how these choices were made, or the validity of any of these choices. So
Yeah,
there's
I think.
no
Well, I say this. I think most of them are buy-ins.
yeah. I mean, because look at all the Horizon Zero Dawn's nominations. That game's not that good. I mean, is it terrible? No, but it's not. It shouldn't be in the same category as Breath of the Wild for anything. Because Breath of the
Yeah.
Wild shits on every open world game that's come out for the past few years.
And then the next category, of course, is best mobile game. And of course, we recognize most of these. You know, Fire Emblem Heroes, which I heard was actually a good hit. Super Mario
I didn't
Run,
go for it.
Super
Didn't
Mario
go for that
Run,
one.
Old Man's Journey. Didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, it's this
Monument
iOS
Valley
game.
2, and then Hidden Folks. I didn't really place a vote on this one because I didn't know about the other ones, and I just didn't want to vote for something unfamiliar with because that would be
I
unfair.
voted for Fire Emblem Heroes because it's still getting support.
If I did vote
Yeah,
for it, I would not vote for Fire Emblem Heroes because
you didn't get your favorite waifu?
no, because if I want to play Fire Emblem, I want to play a Fire Emblem without microtransactions. I
Oh,
want a full Fire Emblem game.
well, check this out, man. Next category. Best handheld game
Nintendo's
on a
got this
dedicated portable
locked.
gaming system. Now, I know why they're doing this because remember last year they grouped mobile and portable together because 3DS would have dominated the Vita all the way around. So a mobile game won. But this year it's best dedicated portable. So I guess the Switch is out of the running for that one, even though it can be dedicated. But you got you got Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World, Monster Hunter Stories, Metroid Samus Returns, Ever Oasis, and Fire Emblem Echoes. But here's my thing: aren't all these on the same darn system? So it doesn't really matter who wins.
Yeah, it
Nintendo
doesn't
got that
matter.
locked.
So it's not a
But then
single
again, that man, you never know. The Vita might, the Vita might pull.
Shut up. This should have been best
Yeah,
3DS game. It should
you
have been
never
best 3DS
know.
game because there's nothing else out there.
I just
Look,
voted for Ever Oasis because it's a new IP.
there might be. Hey, look, man, the Dark Horse
Ever
might
Oasis ain't
show up.
me.
The
It's
Dark
on a
Horse might
story.
show up. Look, man, you never know. Tiger Electronics might show up again.
Shut up,
What
man.
was that?
Tiger
God, he said
I
Tiger,
don't think
but
the salt lick.
dude, but like I say, we all know that last year and the year prior, they grouped mobile and portable in the same category. It said best mobile or handheld game.
Yep.
This year, they said the definition is best handheld game for the best game playable on a dedicated portable gaming system. But at the same time, there are some games there are some phones that can hook up to a television and you can see a display on a TV. But
Yeah.
what I don't get is whether you do it by mobile or a game that just can be played portable, or it's portable and home console like the Switch. Nintendo is going to dominate this category because you would include the Switch games on there. You would have seen Breath of the Wild, Mario
Yeah,
Odyssey.
but the Switch is more of a home console that's also portable. It has two distinct modes, and I mean, on a technical side, there's some games for the Switch that run better docked than they do, in
True.
handheld mode.
Not to mention
So
the 3DS has major advantages as a portable device.
yeah, the 3DS really is built from the ground up. It's a portable device, and it has some things like a Pokemon game. Like, I hope they aren't just taking the Pokemon formula that's been on handhelds and putting it on
On the Switch.
transferring that to the
Well,
Switch.
no,
Because,
they said they're making it from the ground up. It's going to take a
yeah,
while. So
because if they're doing what they do, because really that's really for handhelds, which is why.
And there's people falling for that rumor that it's gonna come out next year, even though Game Freak just said it won't be ready until another year or two.
That could be.
yeah, he said at the time he said it was more than a year off. So that could be 13, 14 months. To me, it wouldn't surprise me. But when he said that, the game could actually launch next November. It really could. Because when he said that, it
No,
was like 3 months into the Switch's
no,
life.
it's gonna be 2019.
Yeah, but regardless, I don't think even okay. Let me put it this way: even if the Pokemon company does all that, they're not going to give up the traditional Pokemon
Handheld.
handheld
Formula.
style of games. They're not going to do that. So, for people who think, well, they're just going to put their stuff on the Switch and they'll give up the stuff they've been doing for years, you are so wrong. It's not even funny.
Yeah, I've been having an argument with one of our contributors with this when he thinks that Gen 8 is going to be coming next year. When I told him no, because there's a 3 to 4 year life cycle with Pokemon gens, and right now
And we're barely half through.
I mean,
And I
who's to say they won't release another Pokemon game like a Sun and Moon style Pokemon game on the 3DS? Because here's the thing, like they have the engine, they can do all types of cool things with it.
Well, hey, here's a off-topic question, but I think it's a good one by Metal Mate in the chat. He says, anyone else think that it's weird that people are championing Rocket League after they trash Blast Ball? I do think that's very weird.
Yeah, that is, considering it's the same damn game, except it's with cars.
Yeah, I do think that's a very good question, man. Bravo, because it really is the same thing. And
Let's
funny
not
thing
forget
is,
Lucio
people
Ball from
loved it during the
Overwatch.
E3. Well, they loved it prior to the E3 because they know what it was. And when they found out what it was like a little mini game. Oh no, this ain't what we want. This isn't
Yeah.
the Metroid I wanted. This ain't got Samus in it. Let's boycott it. Let's
And
boycott it.
then there's Lucio Ball from the Overwatch Summer Games, which is basically
Oh
like
hell.
Rocket League and Blast Ball.
Yeah, I think Metal Man. Here's what I think. I think a lot of gamers think with their emotions and not with their heads when they decide a game. They're like, well, I like Samus. It's like, well, why do you like Samus? Well, because of some reason. I mean, they don't critically think why they like something. Like, okay, like I've been seeing reviews for Breath of the Wild. I mean, not Breath of the Wild, for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And one of them, the guy said, well, it's essentially, it uses a lot of old school aesthetics, like 16-bit RPG aesthetics, except for, in a modern gen. Now, see, I love 16-bit RPGs. So for someone like me, this game's going to be the shit. Now, if you aren't into those types of games, it probably not won't be for you. So someone who's not into those types of games will review this game differently from someone like me who loves those types of games. But I'm not going to sit there and be like, I'm not gonna hate on the game because it doesn't appeal to my aesthetics. I'll just say, well, it's not for me, and I don't like this particular thing. But if you like it, good for you. I'm not, but whatever.
So moving on to the next category,
Yeah,
best.
to get back on topic, now the next one, as I said earlier, I'm gonna skip probably a lot of these because I mean, just for whatever reason. But I did want to at least mention the next one, but more as a laughing stock. But best VR or AR game, not gonna get into that. Um, and Resident Evil 7's in there.
And
Star
Star Trek.
Trek, Star Trek Bridge Crew is in there.
That's actually a fun game. I mean, it's not good, but it's fun.
Hold on. You say it's a fun game, but it's not good. I don't see how those
Yeah.
two can even remotely
Well,
coincide.
it does, because there are movies that are fun. They're not good movies, but they're fun to watch. Well, VR Crew is one of those things. It's a fun game, but it's not good. Like, it's like, okay, if someone came up to me and said, think of it like this, okay? Lego Star Wars is fun. It's not a good Star Wars game. Like, if you're expecting a lot of depth and
Of course not.
complexity,
Yeah, I see what you
you're
mean.
not getting that. It's fun, but it's not like a good Star Wars game. Like, if you want to play a good Star Wars game, you got to get like Rogue Squadron or Knights of the Old Republic or something like that. Like, you know, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, just because something, there's tons of stuff that's fun that's not good. I mean, I'm
Okay.
not going to go further into that, but I mean, yeah, it's not an oxymoron. It's not something that can't exist. I mean, it's kind of like when you eat junk food. Junk food is not good. It's fun to eat, but it's not good for you.
Well, you may enjoy the next category then. Best action game, and it's described as for the best game in the action genre, focus on combat, and one of the games listed is Destiny 2.
Oh,
Now, I
seriously.
thought I thought Nier should be listed there, but it didn't make the list. You know what made it though? Prey, Neo, Destiny 2, Cuphead, and Wolfenstein.
I voted for
God.
Cuphead.
Cuphead.
Okay. But I just wonder why Destiny 2 was there to begin with. I don't understand why, but who
Well,
knows?
well,
Maybe.
it makes sense because Destiny 2 doesn't have a good story, doesn't have good character development, but you
Well,
do shoot a lot of guns into
well,
aliens, so
well
I guess that's a
so
good thing.
well that means Call of Duty should be there as well.
Yeah,
And I do remember last year, I think they had Overwatch in the same category, and it won.
yeah, but you have to remember something. This year's Call of Duty wasn't well received, or was that
True.
last year's Call of
It
Duty?
was last year. Last year. The
Well,
one
I
for this
mean,
year is well received, somewhat. Except,
well,
outside of the servers not working, things like that. But that's another topic.
And where's the historical inaccuracies in Call of Duty World War II,
Please
like a
stop
black
it.
female Nazi soldier?
Uh, I tell you, you guys are petty. Oh,
Now let's move it on.
next category. I don't know how they must be making up these categories. So the last category was best action game, and we had a couple of shooters on there. The next category, literally, is best action slash adventure game.
Well,
aren't those the
action
same
Okay,
is
thing?
an actual genre.
okay, and then you got Uncharted Lost Legacy, which is DLC. Assassin's Creed Origins, Breath of the Wild, which is an action adventure game. Super Mario Odyssey, action adventure platformer, but same thing. And of course, it's back, Horizon Zero Dawn.
I think here's what I think. This is just my own personal opinion. And this is about this category along with others. I think you're going to have a lot of Breath of the Wilds and Mario Odyssey's winning a lot of awards, and Horizon Zero Dawn is probably going to get thrown a Benny somewhere in there, like something like that. Like Horizon Zero Dawn might win this one. I don't know why, because it's not a very. I mean, like I said, Horizon Zero Dawn is not a bad game, but when you compare it against its competition, Breath of the Wild, it looks like garbage and plays like garbage. So
I definitely think Breath of the Wild should get it. I'm not sure about you guys, but hey,
Hey,
I do believe
I
Uncharted should
voted
not.
for Breath of the Wild for best action adventure.
My only thing I'm sure of, I don't think Uncharted should get it. I don't. Sorry. I have all four Uncharted games, but to me, that DLC should not get that. I'm sorry. It just shouldn't.
what DLC should be eligible for game of the year? An expansion should not be eligible for any game of the year or best game because it's DLC. It's part of a game, but not the game itself.
Well, the next category is best role-playing game, and of course, you know what's on there, Final Fantasy 15.
But
I heard
Yeah.
that came
I heard
out.
about the. Go ahead.
But didn't that came out like last year or two?
No, it came out this year.
Came out this year.
Yeah.
Uh, hmm.
It was supposed to come out last year, but it got delayed. But actually, the game should have came out about 8 years ago, but we won't discuss that. But other games in the category include South Park: The Fractured But Whole, which I heard was actually pretty good. Broke the fourth wall.
That game is
Um,
Yep.
Divinity: Original Sin 2, and I heard that the story
that
to
is a
that
really
game is
good game.
very good.
That is a really good game. That game is fun. That game is like a throwback to old school Western RPGs, like a Baldur's Gate, um, stuff like that.
And then of course you got Near Automata, which I've heard people say that it's more of a Bayonetta than it is an RPG.
Yeah, it's more of an
Yeah, it
action.
shouldn't.
It's more
Yeah,
like
it
an
shouldn't.
action game than an RPG.
Yeah, this game shouldn't be shouldn't be nominated for best role playing game, but instead best action game.
But that's the funny
Yeah,
thing. It wasn't part of best action game, but they put in best role play. I'm like, did y'all get y'all wires crossed? I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
because it's not an RPG game.
It's an action game.
It's an action game. I mean, it has some RPG elements. Like there's equipment you can level up, but it's action game. It's not an RPG.
And then also what rounds it out is Persona 5, which of course deserves to be there.
Yeah,
Hell, it's not
yeah.
one of the only ones, but yeah, it's there. So that category is not too bad. It actually makes sense. In my opinion, technically, even Final Fantasy is still now more of an action game or an action
Yeah,
RPG.
yeah. It's more of an action. It's more of an action game than it is a straight up RPG. But whatever.
All right, well, check this out. Next one, and I want you guys to pick which one you think is going to win. Best fighting game. Tekken 7, Now, I don't know what Nidog 2 is. I'm not sure what that is. But
Well, Nidog isn't even a fighting game. It's a fencing game where you have like you're this little stick figure multicolored person with a sword stabbing dudes in the face, and like it's one shot kill, or you can kick people into pits and stuff like that, but it's not really a fighting game. It feels like a browser game that got made bigger, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah, it's on the list. And of course, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Oh hell
That
no.
game,
That
Uh,
shit shouldn't even
that
be
game
on
is that
this
game is
this
definitely
whole
going to win.
category. This whole category is shady because that shit's on there.
And
oh my
that
God.
game's definitely going to win, just like how Street Fighter V won last year for best fighting game.
How? No, no, no. I would look. Tekken 7 is more should win before.
Hey, hey, hey! I'm not done yet though. Injustice 2,
Okay, that's solid. It's not a
and
great, but it's
and
solid.
and of course, new IP Arms.
That's the game I voted.
Arms.
Uh, I would go with Tekken over Arms.
I actually voted for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Why though?
You're
I'm telling
trolling.
you know like hell I didn't do that.
You're trolling, right? I was like, you gotta be trolling. You messing with me, man.
Now let me ask you guys this: who do you think is actually going to win?
Well,
It's either gonna be Tekken 7
I know
or
that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is going to win because how Street Fighter V won last year.
no, no. There's too much shit with Marvel versus Capcom. It's either gonna be Tekken 7
Injustice.
or Injustice. Yeah.
Nobody chose Arms.
Look, I like Arms, but Arms to me is not like a pure fighting game, really.
Okay, all right then. Anyone else want to make a prediction on who's going to win?
No, I already made my prediction.
All right. Well, the next category really it made me weird out. Best family game, and the description is for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. Okay. First game is Splatoon 2. Now, although Splatoon 2 can be played by anyone for any age group, it can be based on its rating.
That game is
At
not
the
for
same
kids.
time, it's at the same time, you can't play two players on the same console. You can't.
Yeah, but I mean, just from the gameplay, Splatoon. Like I've seen young kids try to play Splatoon and get their ass handed because it's not for like it's not something that little kids are going to be good at. I'm
True.
sorry.
Now here's one that was kind of correct. I didn't see how this got in there, but maybe I'm just not looking at it right. But Sonic Mania.
And it's
Oh
the
God,
only game that's and it's the only categorization the game is getting.
no,
I
I'm
mean,
Um,
it's
sorry.
only in that game.
Mario Rabbids. Two people can actually play together in that game
Yeah, but
on one Switch,
that game
but it's
is
not really a
not.
family game.
Yeah,
That
that
game is not
game.
family friendly. That
Like,
is
here's the thing: if you're gonna play that game with a friend, they should know how to play strategy games because
Yeah.
that game is not.
That's
I
not kid
mean,
friendly.
the only Nintendo game that should be in there is Swiffer Clips. That's it.
Well, guess what? Guess that's so funny. The other two games that ran out this category are Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which makes sense,
Yeah,
and Super Mario Odyssey. Now, Super Mario Odyssey, two people can play the game, kind of like they did back with Galaxy 1 and 2 on the Wii.
yeah,
But
but
to me, when you say family, that means it can actually compensate. It allows two or more players. Or Odyssey is just two players. Mario Kart
yeah,
can be eight. You can have four
yeah,
playing at the same time on one console, and still be great. So to me, the only one that belongs out of these games that belongs in that category is Mario Kart. But I was like you. I'm like, what happened to Snipper Clips? Or even,
yeah,
I know some of you probably don't even care for this game, but One Two Switch. I love that game.
and
yeah.
and
One,
also
two,
and arms as well. Since it's a family game as well, since you can play more than
yeah,
two players.
yeah. 1, 2 Switch and and Snipper Clips
Snipper clips.
or
And
Swiffer.
also, and I know this is third party. What about those Jackbox games they have?
Yeah, I mean, like
Monopoly. Give me Monopoly. It just
well,
came.
no, I heard that Monopoly game was ass.
No, it's
Like,
not. No,
like
actually, it's actually a good
had a
game.
lot
What
of
happens is, no, what happens is when you first get the game, there's an update, but people jump into it And without that update, it takes a game like twice as
Wait a
long as
second.
Lego City.
Who released this game?
Ubisoft, I think.
Oh shit. Well, no wonder then. Never mind.
But after like I played the game, honestly, I've had no issues with it. I haven't. I just bought it recently. I have no issues with it. Is it the most technically sound game as you think it as it should be? No, because you know that they didn't put forth full effort, even though they could have made the game way more optimized. But even still, it's not a horrible game. And the fact that it has online play, that's a good thing. Because to me, when Mario Party should had online, it didn't. This game actually has online play.
Yeah, I mean, board
Uh,
games, online board games should have online play.
not all.
Especially. Well, okay, if you're talking something like Monopoly or Trouble or Mario Party or
Mario parties, I'm thinking no because it has the mini games to work with.
Okay,
well,
hold on.
fortunately,
Metalman said Peach Beach Splash should be in the best family game category. Is he trolling?
What did he say?
Peach Beach Splash. That's up.
no.
Is he? Are you
Uh,
trolling, Metalman? I really want to know. I'm gonna come back to that once someone answers or replies in the chat. But to me, this category, the obvious winner is Mario Kart because it really is the only party game in there.
Yeah, I think
To me, family game means party game.
I think this category is a little suspect because they don't have 1-2 switch or Swiffer clips. Sorry, snipper clips. So I mean, and those games are meant to be played with friends. Like they're party games. They're literally our party games. Like WarioWare's the WarioWare game that came for Wii U, Smooth Moves. That was a party game.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, these were here. These are good games, I will say that. But no, even me, I love Splatoon. I have over 1,000 hours in that game,
that is not a
and I
party
would tell
game.
you, it does not belong in this category.
No, that's not a
Not even
game
the
you can
first
play
one that
with your
had two
kids.
players on one
Yeah,
console.
that's not a
Not even
game
the
you
first
can.
one.
That's not a game you can play. Okay, like for me, a party game is a game that anyone can pick up and do well in. Like anyone could pick up boom blocks and figure out what to do in order to successfully pass a level.
I mean, I give the new Uno game from Ubisoft more credit for the Switch,
Yeah,
and that
man,
has
I
online
don't.
play.
Man, I do not give Ubisoft credit for shit. I give them no credit. They get
Uh,
no
don't
credit.
don't be
category.
biased towards Ubisoft. I mean, hey, they've kind of
No, man.
redeemed themselves with Mario Rabbids, and they got
Man,
more games coming.
I'm still pissed about that whole Rayman Legends thing. So
Oh, get over it, man. Everyone's still pissed. This is a new console. Come on, man.
no, man, I
To me,
can't. I
look,
can't.
I will say this before I get back on topic. I have not completely forgiven them, and I don't go into a blind trust. But to me, Mario Rabbit showed me you guys literally made a good
Potential.
game. You
Yeah,
made a good game. I love it. My wife, that game is fun. And I said, hey, you know what? This is kind of like Rayman Legends. You gave a great effort. It's exclusive. The file size is small. It's under 3 gigs. So the game has some optimization going for it. Not 100%, but it has some going for it. They got DLC planned. They're on the right foot. I just hope they stay there. But they are on the right foot. I
yeah.
can take my foot off their neck slightly.
No,
But
I can't.
I'm still gonna place it on their chest though.
No, man, you screwed me over once. That one chance is your only chance. And
And
once it's
then
over, you're done.
BIA3 said, I guess this is in regards to the best family game. Do they mean kitty looking games? Because that looks like it. No, you may have a point there.
I mean, I guess it depends on what you consider. For me, when someone says a party game, I'm thinking, okay,
What they said family game, and
yeah,
just like you, to me, family equals party.
yeah. For me, when someone says a family game, I mean something that anyone in your family, like if you have a family get together, you got your grandma, your nieces, your nephews, if you have kids, little kids, your friends, someone who has not played a game before can pick up the controller and figure out what they need to do. I'm sorry, Mario Kart is not that game because if you've never played Mario Kart 8 before and you try and play that, you're going to be getting your ass kicked for the first
You
four,
know,
five, six races.
I was trying not to mention that. I was just trying to give it credit for the multiplayer aspect. You just had to ruin it.
No, I'm keeping it real because even in the multiplayer, you're gonna get. Look, listen. If you have not played a Mario Kart before,
I'm talking
you
about let's say a family of four playing together on the same console locally, not against online. I'm talking about against bots.
yeah, okay, fine then. If they're playing just against bots, they'll be fine. But when someone says a family game, I'm thinking like, to me, that means okay, someone who has not been playing games for a while or has never played that particular game before, and you hand them the controller, and they can immediately look at it and know what they need to do in order to, you know, uh, do well in it. And I mean, Mario Kart 8 is a good game. Is it like can anyone pick it up and just start doing well in it? Mm-mm.
You can pick up and play, you just won't do well.
Yeah, and the thing is like how much, and this is actually a psychological thing about gaming. How many times can someone like get destroyed before and they start figuring out how to play before they get frustrated? Because some people they'll play a game and they'll get destroyed and they get frustrated and they don't want to play anymore.
Boy,
So I
Fox,
mean, you know,
you bring out the worst points in the conversation. I tell you the truth, man. Like, how many times can you get
there's nothing
destroyed?
worse about that. That's a fact.
That's a good question, though. You're right. How many times can you get, you know, can you get killed before you like this? Hey, this isn't fun for me anymore because I can't
Yeah,
win. I'm not winning. I have not won. I
yeah.
played for 2 hours.
Like how many times? Because I mean, here's the thing: we've all been there where we went to someone's house who had a game or a system, and they're like, "Hey, you want to play?" It was a game had multiplayer or something. You're like, sure, and they gave it to you, and you were like, "Yeah, this is gonna be great." And then they just spend, the first 3 or 4 rounds just beating you like you stole something.
Yeah. Well, we'll move on to the next category, and this one is particularly funny because it's labeled Best Strategy Game. But before you say anything, listen to the description. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. Hold on. That spells to me RTS or RPG, which role-playing or real-time strategy, right? We've already
Yeah.
had this category.
Where the heck is Fire Emblem Echoes?
And guess what? It has XCOM 2, Tooth and Nail, Total War, Warhammer 2, Halo Wars 2, which completely flopped,
No, no, no. Halo Wars
and
2
of
was
course Mario
garbage
Rabbit.
too.
Okay, Mario Rabbit should have. Well, this is a strategy category. It belongs in there. I know XCOM does as well, but you shouldn't say role playing because that category has already been spoken for.
Yeah, the problem is that the categories are the categories aren't. Some of these games are not categorized correctly.
No, they're not. Oh, nah. Oh, you want to say
And
something? Go ahead.
of course, the lack of Fire Emblem Echoes, since that too is a
Yeah,
strategy role playing game.
yeah.
By definition, yeah, Echoes really is a role-playing strategy game. It's both of those combined, but it's more strategy than it is role-playing, really.
Well, hey, I voted for Mario Rabbits. Um, to me, it was one game that truly belonged there and it made sense.
Hmm,
um,
Personally, I would go with XCOM just because XCOM is like old school history of being a strategy game. But I
Same,
can see where you're coming from.
same here.
all right. Well, the next category is funny because they just grouped these two together, and I know why. Best sports slash racing game. So now we're putting sports and racing on the same column. And so it says for the best traditional and
EA's
non-traditional
got most
sports
of this one.
game and racing game. So my question is, there are other games that probably belong in here that aren't, but of course, Pro Evolution Soccer, Project Cars 2, blech.
No,
Ugh.
NBA 2K18, blech.
no,
FIFA 18,
no. Look, double F that game. Sorry.
Gran Turismo Sport, and Forza Motorsport 7. So you got four race.
Did we
Well,
seriously hear
you got
that?
three racing games and three racing, two soccer, one basketball in there.
But
Thanks, stars.
where's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe?
Well,
Uh,
it's not a sports game.
well, not just that. Mario Kart 8 is I mean,
It's a
more of
racing
a
game, but it's more arcade. It's
yeah,
not
it's more
sports
arcadey
slash
than
sim.
being than trying to be a sim. Yeah. So I
This
mean,
should
I
have
can
said
understand.
best sports slash sim sports game, not
Yeah,
sports slash
yeah.
racing.
It should have said best simulated sports game
But it's
because
it
racing
mentioned,
is a sport.
but it says but it said best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing games. Which means Mario Kart 8 should have been a part of the nominees.
Well,
Yeah, but kart
like Jack
racing
said earlier.
isn't a traditional or non-traditional sport. It's more arcadey. Like it's
Well,
you know
like Jack Gay said earlier, it's really just about the recognition. If you look at these the list of games here, all six of them are just well-known games.
yeah, like because I'm pretty sure they're better racing. Like I mean, I think this year they came out with another one of those awesome racing sims for PC that kick Gran Turismo and Forza's ass. And I mean, that's not on the list. So I mean,
Well, I know what Project Cars 2 is there because they have 8K resolution.
no, 12K, man,
Oh
12K.
yeah, that's right, 12K. My bad. Sorry.
12K, yeah. That's the next gen. Even though I don't know anybody who's got three 4K monitors stacked right next to each other. I don't know anyone who does that, but I mean, if you want it, it's there.
Uh,
That's the future, son.
well, here's another category, and it's almost similar to best ongoing, but I do know there are going to be subtle differences. But best multiplayer, and you know, I can pretty much tell you which games are going to. You guys know. Well, one, Fortnite by Epic Games. Of course, Call of Duty is going to be in there.
Power
Splatoon's going to be in
hero.
there. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is in there. Destiny 2, of course, and last but not least, Player Unknown Battlegrounds. Now, to me, the only game that truly stands out here, in my opinion, well, there are two of them, and they're both Nintendo IPs. You could say Fortnite is not as known as the other games, but I wonder who's really going to win this. I'm curious. Who you guys think is going to win?
I voted for Splatoon 2.
Probably.
Splatoon 2.
Well, what's the category? Like it's
Best
basically
multiplayer game.
best multiplayer game. I mean,
It said including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences.
then it's probably going to be Destiny 2.
Oh. Does Destiny 2 have co-op on a single console?
I don't know about a single console, but I know you can do co-op campaigns for the single player, like online.
Yeah, but okay, well, it's online. Okay.
I mean,
Well,
I mean, look, listen, I don't like that game, but I think it's going to get it because it is massively online. You have the whole clan thing and all that stuff. I mean, look, here's the thing. Most of these games that are up there don't really deserve the position they have. They have it because, popularity, not because that they're really, really good. Like Destiny 2 is not that good of a game. I mean, it's better than Destiny 1, but that's not a high bar to clear.
and I do agree with you, Middleton. Mario Kart is a 2014 game, but just like games that came out last year, they have DLC this year. Well,
Yeah,
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is actually a full re-release of the game with more
yeah.
content. It
For
had
for
all
sixty
original
dollars,
content plus more content.
for $60, which that was the thing that broke me with that game. I'm like, there's no goddamn way on planet Earth I'm spending $60 on a game I already bought for a little bit of DLC.
Well, for me
Fuck no.
personally, I voted for Splatoon 2. What did you vote for, Red? Did you vote?
I did not vote.
Who are
Not
you going to
for
vote
Game of
for?
the Year.
I
Oh,
already put my
Uh,
votes in.
I mean, I would look more for. I don't know. I mean, look, I'll do Splatoon 2 because Splatoon 2 is a good game.
okay. Well, here's a category that seems interesting. And Jack Gates mentioned in one of his earlier comments this was paid for by Sony more than likely. But most anticipated game presented by McCafe. Awarded
What?
to an upcoming game that has shown significant ambition and promise. Title must be announced and scheduled for release after December 7th, 2017. Well, here's my problem with that. Looking at
Isn't
the
that
games listed
really?
here,
Isn't that
listen
really
to the games.
specific?
Yeah. It says The Last of Us Part 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, Monster Hunter World, Marvel Spider-Man, and God of War. All these games are coming to PlayStation. Most of them are actually exclusive to
I
PlayStation.
have a question. Where's
But
Metroid Prime
I
4?
was just gonna ask, where's Metroid Prime 4? Where's Pokemon? That game was mentioned. So it's not coming out this year.
To be fair, the Pokemon for Switch game might not come out next year, and they
Yeah,
said.
But
but
they said
Metroid
it must
Prime
come out
4.
after December 7th, 2017.
I guarantee you that Metroid Prime 4 is more to look forward to than all three of these games combined. I guarantee, I guarantee that shit. Okay,
Hey! I want to say this. Why wasn't Breath of the Wild's DLC Pack 2 listed on here? Since we want to get technical, I
well,
think a lot of people are waiting for that. It's DLC.
like I bought the season pass, but I'm not really like, oh my god, because I know by the
I'm being
time I get to
facetious, but you know why I'm saying that.
yeah,
If
I
DLC can
mean,
win Game of the Year, then to me DLC can be most anticipated Game of the Year.
let me put it this way: the fact that Metroid Prime 4 isn't on this list, fuck this list. That's how I feel about it. Because here's the thing: look, Nintendo last year, all this year at E3, they showed off some stuff, but then all they did was they were like, look, all they showed off was a teaser, was a digital 3D poster that had After Effects, and that was all. That's all they needed to really show. Forget everything else, just that. That's it.
Oh, I should know that where the heck is Final Fantasy VII remake?
Yeah, even though, is
That'll
that
be
game
added to the
really going to
PS
come out
category, but
anytime
yeah.
soon? Yeah, is that game going to come out anytime soon? Come on.
Well,
Yeah.
it didn't say when. It just had to
And
be
I think the
after
reason why
December
Metroid
7th.
Prime 4 is not listed is to
Whatever.
engage that. Remember,
Hey, oh,
remember
check
that,
this out.
remember that Retro Studios mentioned that it takes about 3 years for a Metroid Prime game to be made.
So they were probably working on it. If Retro is the studio working on it, they've probably been working on this game for at least, at this point, 2 or 3 years anyway.
Well, check this out. We actually got a couple of troll comments and one good one. The troll comment is, "Where is Melee HD for the Switch?" Shut up.
Not gonna
Good one.
happen.
I'm going to keep it real. I would rather have a Brawl HD before I get a Melee HD. Because Brawl
And
had a good single player.
now, of course, this same person also mentioned the Fire Emblem game coming to the Switch. They are making like a RTS for the Switch coming out next year, right?
Right.
I guess. I don't know.
And then also Shin Megami Tensei 5 by Metalment.
Yeah, but we haven't. The thing is, they keep on showing the same trailer with no gameplay, so we don't know what that game's about at this
And
point.
Oh yeah, and also,
what
what
about No
about?
More Heroes 3?
Yeah, but
Oh
that's
yeah,
not No More Heroes 3. That's
and
a
where the
spin-off.
heck is Death Stranding?
Man, who
That's like
cares
saying
about
West
that?
Detroit.
I'm sorry. Who cares about that game except for Young? Yeah.
And then also Metalment mentioned Project Octopath.
Yeah, but we know that game's probably going to be good if you played the demo.
So by that statement you just made, it seems like you're implying that most of the games in this most anticipated list are games that are well anticipated, but more than likely will not be good.
Um, no, I just said that game is probably just going to be,
Oh,
not that good.
He made another troll comment. He said that dude has to finish Kingdom Hearts 3 before they even touch Final Fantasy 7 remake.
Yeah, have we forgotten that Square Enix ditched an entire studio? Because they were like, we don't have the resources to support this studio and make Final Fantasy VII, essentially, which is weird.
Yeah, well, I do agree with Jack Gates. Sony paid for that category.
Yeah, they wrote a big fat check for a category that means nothing.
Um, Now, here's a category that's interesting, but I only see one obvious choice there. But best independent game, and of course, I chose Cuphead.
No, that's not.
They
Microsoft
got
helped them publish that game. I don't know why. How's that independent?
All right. They said for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. So they helped publish it, but they did not develop the game, basically.
Okay, all right, all right. I'll let them have it.
So I chose Cuphead. They have Night in the Woods, Pyre, What Remains of Edith Finch, and Hellblade.
Who is this Edith Finch, and why do they keep on putting this damn game in here? I don't even know who this person is.
Hold on. Here's another
I've
one.
never even heard of this damn game.
Well, here's a category that's weird to me. Best student game.
I guess a game made by
Awarded
a
the best
student.
student project created at a high school or college level.
All right.
Well, I see Impulsion. I don't know any of these games. Hollow, Falling Sky, From Light, Meaning, and Level Squared. Like that's kind of
Never
like I
heard.
don't really know because I haven't played any of them. Hadn't
I've
even heard
never
of
heard
them.
any of these games. I'm sorry. I have
Oh,
never heard of not one of these titles.
wait. Here's a really fun category. You're all gonna love this. Trending gamer. For a
Oh,
streamer, influencer, or media member who has made an important impact on the industry this calendar year. I'm gonna
Didn't
go with
Greg
player
Miller?
essence. With
Didn't
player
didn't Greg
essence.
didn't Greg Miller win this last year?
Yeah.
And then
And
this
this
year it
year,
turns out he was doing some shady shit, and they got rid of his ass.
like I said, I'm gonna go with player essence. That's my vote.
You're trolling, dude.
Yeah, I know.
hey, he really is on there.
I mean,
No, he's trolling.
now
He's
my thing is, I
trolling.
mean, he swore Switch will launch in 2016. He also said that Nintendo to make a powerful console on par with the PS4, that it won't do well, and everything turned out to be a lie. I'm just saying. I mean, but he influenced a lot of people, and look, this is a guy that has so much negative to say about the Wii U, but I mean, hey, I'm just saying.
You're
I'll
just
He's
just
hamming it
trolling.
up.
I've only
He
recognized one
just
trending gamer in this list, which is
he just
Doctor
trolling.
Disrespect.
What?
Yeah.
Everyone else, I have no idea who they are.
You know what? Honestly, I'm surprised that Boogie's not on here, or Angry
Or
Joe.
or Markiplier.
Yeah, but
Or PewDiePie.
I was gonna say I know why he's not on here because that dude straight up he's messed up all this year.
Mr. N-word in a live stream. Yeah.
Uh,
That
oh,
douche.
Or everyone's favorite, Verlicify.
ah, well, best esports game: Rocket League, League of Legends, Dota 2, Counter Strike, and Overwatch. Overwatch is gonna get it.
Well, where's Splatoon 2, though? I mean, it's an esports game as well.
Yeah, but it's too cute, and it's not friendly enough.
Well,
So
Overwatch is cute.
yeah, but Overwatch has a lesbian in it, so
And
What the?
Rocket League.
that's
Oh
it's more
gosh.
progressive. It's more progressive. It's more progressive, and progressiveness wins. And not that I'm against progressiveness, but it's not like here's the thing: it's not hip and cool for Splatoon to be an esport. It's hip and cool for Overwatch to be an esport. And here's the thing: I like Overwatch. It's a fun game, but here's the thing: this is a popularity contest. This isn't about awards, winning stuff because it actually deserves it.
Well, the next few categories are, to me, are completely unnecessary. But best esports player, I don't care. I don't know any of them really. Um,
Hi.
then you have best esports team. I don't. I think most people don't even know. Best debut indie game. Now, some of these,
I
let's
don't
see
know.
here. You got Golf Story. I heard that was actually a fun game.
That is a good game. Yeah.
Cuphead, Hollow Knight, Mr. Shifty, and Slime Rancher.
Hollow Knight is a good game. Mr. Shifty's fun too, but Hollow Knight, I think I would choose Hollow Knight over Mr. Shifty because Hollow Knight's like Metroid on steroids. It's set in an insect world where bugs use weapons. It's actually kind of fun.
Now, this next category, to me, this is a bit racist.
And it's the last
But
one on the list.
Best Chinese game. What the? Really?
I never heard any of these, so I'm out.
so what are the categories?
No, it literally says best Chinese game, and the
So
games
what are
listed
the
are
categories there?
well, the games are Monument Valley, JX3 HD, Gumballs, Icy, and King of Glory.
I haven't heard of any of these games, so I don't know.
But but what kind of category is that? I'm like, dude, like this is the last category, but what? Seriously? Okay, we may as well say best French game studio, best Western developer, best Japanese game.
You know,
But why would
they
you
would
single
do
out Chinese?
better. They would do better having a category that's like best game from an area that normally that's outside of traditional um, development regions.
But
So then,
you know what category is missing this year?
Which
Best
one?
developer.
oh well, we know who would get that. I mean, that wouldn't even be
No contest.
yeah,
But
we already
still,
know who would get best
And aren't
developer.
Chinese
So
games mostly rip-offs of other
yeah,
popular titles?
like the Splatoon mobile game I heard about like months back. But
yeah,
dude, it's like, but why would you just single out the Chinese market? That makes no sense. Who's gonna like my question is who's gonna receive this award? I can't wait to see it.
I mean, like, I mean, I don't know, man.
Who's
Like,
gonna
here's the
walk?
thing.
Who's gonna walk up to the stage and have just as much of a language barrier as Hideo Kojima did last year?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I did not like that. I'm sorry. I mean,
He,
here's what I want to know.
in the words of Rageaholic, he butchered the English language.
are we gonna have Jeff Keighley and Hideo Kojima this year? Just look, forget all the innuendo they had last year. Why don't we just have Jeff Keighley and Hideo Kojima just make out on stage in front of everybody? You know, you streamed live on YouTube for everybody to see because that's what they really wanted to do last year, but they just it was rated E for everybody and not something else.
Oh,
Okay, but you know what though? Honestly, I could be wrong. I'm not familiar with every game. I will admit that, but I didn't notice any Konami games being listed.
What, no Bomberman? But then again, they've been mostly releasing a lot of pachinko games, so
But and also, you now that you mention that, why wasn't Bomberman part of the family games? It really is a family game. It can
yeah,
be,
but I mean, listen,
or
look.
at least multiplayer game.
I don't really think Konami cares. I mean, I don't think Konami cares about that game. I think they just released it because they could. I don't think they actually care about the game. You know what I mean?
Well, you
Yeah.
could be right, but as you can see, I'm pretty sure you guys can agree with me that the categories and the nominees in most of these categories, not some, but most, don't make any damn sense whatsoever.
Well, it's a popularity contest. It's like when you're in high school and you see someone get like class president, right? And it's like this person isn't studious. They don't give a shit about other students. They aren't uplifting anyone in the class, but they're popular, so they're class president.
Well, let me ask you guys this, honestly. Are you going to watch the awards?
no,
I I'm going to watch the awards for the cringe.
if they're on
I'm
streaming,
not.
I probably would
I'm going
try
to be documenting who won
I'm not
So
gonna watch
it
it
comes
because I'm
it
not
comes
gonna
on
make
Friday,
myself
right?
angry.
It comes on Friday, right? I think it's this Friday.
next Friday.
Hold on.
No,
They're
it's
coming
this
out
Friday.
next Friday.
Yeah,
It's the 8th.
yeah, which is also
Okay, so
Oh boy.
so what, honestly, I'm thinking about doing, I know the show is long. I thought about doing a live stream, or well, not a live stream, but a podcast, live podcast, with us giving our, live reactions to who wins and stuff that happens. Maybe Jeff Keighley will give the audience a finger again. I don't know, but I thought about it. But then how long this slogs on, and the bureaucracy of it all, I'm not sure I'm going to, because I would hate for Horizon Zero Dawn to win
Um,
best fighting game of the year. I know that's not a category it's
I was
in,
gonna
but you get my
say
drift. But I
aftercast.
would hate to
I
see
mean,
that.
after the awards.
Well, I mean, we can. I don't mind doing it, but I know the awards is like what 3 or 4 hours long.
Yeah. See,
So I don't know.
the problem with doing a cast while it's going on is just like it's gonna be so full of shit. You know what I mean? Like, because okay, here's the thing. Here's what's probably gonna happen. Nintendo is probably gonna get quite a few awards, but it's not gonna be for the shit that they deserve. Horizon Zero Dawn is gonna win an award that's totally undeserved because that game. Look, Horizon Zero Dawn is not terrible. but in against Breath of the Wild, it's not anything special. But it's just not going to be what it should be. But whatever.
Hold on. Middleman said, I'm only watching if you guys or tell me that you stream it. Look, man, I actually plan to watch it. 'Cause to me, it is good entertainment. It's funny to say the least. Disappointing, but it's funny. Um, I just don't know if I'll do the 3 hours. If I get enough people to want to do it, if it's 5 or 6 of us in here, just all kicking back, hey, I don't mind doing it. I
It's
would
next
say
Friday, right?
this. I would say this, yeah. Well, I thought it was on the 8th. Is it the 8th or is it this the 15th?
I don't know. I wasn't
Let me
planning on
see.
watching it, so I
I,
don't
I had
know.
it pulled up here. I had the category, so let me check real quick. I actually think it's on the 8th, but I could be mistaken. It said winners to be revealed on no Thursday.
Oh, it's this Thursday. Okay. Well, hell, I got nothing to do. Sure, why not?
Thursdays for the VGA to start.
Yeah, so it's Thursday. Well, you can buy tickets to kill that noise.
Like I'm gonna go watch
Buy
that shit.
tickets.
Sorry.
Yeah,
It says
unless
5:30,
it's more true.
5:30 Pacific, so that means 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. Okay.
Yeah, I can do it. I can do
And of
it.
course, everyone's doing it. PlayStation Store, Xbox, Mixer, YouTube, Twitter, Steam, whatever. Yeah, I think I will.
Yeah,
I think I'll go ahead and do it.
I can do it. I can do a live stream thing on it. Why not?
But I
What the
will
hell,
say
man?
this. I'm not sure if they're listening, but Game Idea Guy, Shadow Fox, Perry Fan, SK Massive, Triple M, Double A, Double M, you guys know who you are, and even other people, the Shepherd. I hope you guys can really attend because if we're all on there watching this, giving feedback, the
Put a new
hilarity will
one.
not end. It's not going to end at all. So if I get enough people, I'll do a live stream. So I will set up the event in Google Plus. Gilligan, I hope you're able to attend, man. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what's going on, but hey, I may do a live stream of it just to see the reactions, to see just a dumbass it is. I just want to see.
The stupidity.
See, rich.
It's not that I'm
Well,
against stupidity. It's just it's weird.
well, I will say this. I will go ahead and end the podcast here, and yeah, I do want to thank you guys for coming tonight. I do apologize for the constant rescheduling and whatnot. But go ahead and give your sign off so I can let you guys get back to your lives. Pretty sure some of you guys have work tomorrow. But you can start, Mr. Red Fox.
Me, Mr. Red Fox here, BS Busters guy, Sci-Fi Power Hour guy. Always good to be on a Dr. Feelgood cast. I noticed we didn't do one of those out of left field questions on this one, and I'm missing them already. But with that being said, always good to be on one of these with a good friend of mine, Dr. Feelgood. And that's it. Got nothing else to say.
I have a quick question for you, though. I know you probably plan on doing something Star Wars-ish within the next couple of weeks, right?
No.
What?
No. Well, I'm not gonna go watch the movie, so
You're not going to watch it? Are
no,
you
man.
serious?
I'm not watching The Last Jedi. I'm not watching it.
I'm planning to watch it before. I'm planning to watch it on the Thursday showing before its official release because on Friday, well, my family and I are going to be leaving to Disneyland.
Okay.
Nope. I'm not. Like basically, I'm pretty much. And look, and hold your horses, folks. EA had nothing to do with it. I'm just. I can't support it anymore.
He thinks The
Can't
Last
do it.
Jedi is going to be the Empire Strikes Back rehash.
No, I'm done. I can't, it's sad when you got to put something away that you love,
It
but
poisons you.
I can't take it
Come on,
anymore.
Red Fox. Give it one more chance, man. One more.
No, I can't do it. I
What
can't
if I
do it.
what if I actually bought your ticket?
No, man, no. But here's the
Tell me.
thing. I'm not gonna watch The Last Jedi. I'll watch the Han Solo movie next year. So I mean, It's just I don't like the new Star Wars films. I'll watch the spinoffs. No problem.
You want to find out anything more about Snoke?
No.
Or
Or
All
Baby
right.
Vader.
Origin,
I don't want to
or
see anything about
Heritage.
Snoke or Baby Vader
Oh,
or
shut up. Okay,
or
give your side off, Jewel. Give your side off.
You're saying who?
I already gave my
Go ahead,
sign
give your
out.
side off.
All right,
Go
so
ahead, Jewel.
who's next?
Jewel.
Uh, this is your Eli Moonstar, the gaming mage, and I thank you all for coming to this podcast. And a lot more to enjoy. Then again, with the VGAs coming up, get some hard drinks out first.
I
All
will
right.
be drinking eggnog with bourbon.
And last but not least, go ahead.
This is Piggy Don from Video Game Facts. Currently, I am typing my next article, which is the top 10 hottest blonde characters.
Oh
I'll,
gosh.
I'll be posting it on my Google Plus page soon after I'm done with it, after I finish it, and you won't believe who I picked for number one.
Probably someone for that brand new Simran Kagura game, but we're not going to talk about that here.
Nah, it's not gonna be her.
And as always, I'm your humble host, Dr. Feelgood. Thank everyone for tuning in. I definitely want to thank those in the live chat. I really appreciate your feedback and your trollish comments. And I'll catch you guys next time. Keep it gaming.